Here we are, and welcome to another episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. This one, I'm going to start off, it's just me and Becky here, and I'm going to start off with an I told you so for Becky. I told you show for Becky. But
What is this gift I'm getting this morning?
Well, it's not a show per se, but you did hawk me for a really long time about this thing called taking vitamins. And you were like, you need to take vitamins. And I know that you play a doctor on this podcast.
I do. I don't really take a lot of vitamins myself, but that's because I have a very nutritionally dense diet.
Well, but you know that I don't. And you gave me a list of, I want you to get organic raw B and organic raw D, and then a multivitamin for...
I think it was just like zinc, vitamin C, and you definitely need a multi.
Yeah, and a multi. I gotta tell you, so now I've been taking 3 pills a day. Well, actually 3 different types, but it's 5 total pills. And that's... I didn't keep taking zinc because I was worried I was going to turn into like a thermometer or something. I took that because there's also a lot of zinc in my multi. Anyways, so I was like, I don't know. I feel like that one's going to give me a kidney stone. So I got scared of that one for no rationale. But I've been taking a C, a D complex, and a B complex, and a multi. Oh, yeah. So, okay. Every day. For, I don't know, a couple of months.
4 months now.
For a couple of months. And I just noticed yesterday, I was like, I got a lot of energy again. Oh, I haven't sniffled in like a month and a half. They smell like manure when I pull them out of the jar every morning. I gag because these pills are 8 feet long. It's like each one is like swallowing a full orange.
Right? No, they have that coating texture to them that I find them like make you gag when you swallow them.
And no matter how much water I drink, my pee is glow in the dark yellow. My pee is like in role models, in role models when they drink the nutrition drink all day.
Peeing out some of the vitamin C though.
That just means that I've reached the limit, right?
You reached capacity, and now it's just the overflow.
I don't know, but
it's working.
I told you show for Becky, and they don't work right away. I noticed if you take them, you got to take them for a while.
You got to build up the.
Yeah, like if you just take them after 1 week and you're like, I don't feel better. You're not being patient enough. These are all facts, by the way, that I think everybody knows. But I give you, Becky, I told you so.
It's because I actually physically went out and bought them for you.
Yes, and I don't have the brand on me right now, but I will say the heavier the glass bottle they come in, the higher quality and more expensive they must be.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that you're feeling energized. I am not this morning. I don't know if people can tell.
No, you look great. You look like a ray of sunshine.
Hurry up in the hair. I'm feeling my tip-top self this morning.
Oh, well, I'm glad you just made that face. Again, those clips always do the best on our Instagram. So we're in different places. You're in Canada right now.
I am in Ottawa, Canada.
And it's very cold, apparently.
I mean, inside my mother-in-law's house, yes. Like outside, I think it might actually be like 7 degrees warmer. Listen, my in-laws are Russian. They have very thick blood. They can handle the cold. So there's a bit of like a difference in, constitution between myself and them. Like, I like to sleep on a real pillow. I'm pretty sure the one they gave me is stuffed with hay and small rocks.
That's amazing.
Small things like that. So if I seem a little weary this morning, apologies.
But
we've been here for all of Passover, and that has been an amazing time because Whereas we keep Passover, right? Like you and I have kept Passover for well over, 40 years, well over a scotch over 40 years, let's say. And we're used to like so much matzah you have to eat. Yeah, it's like fun for first couple of days, but you try not to actually eat it all day, every day. So, you don't get like too dependent on it, right? You have a matzah brei morning here and there, but like you don't overdo it. All of my in-laws here in Ottawa are being so supportive. They don't keep Passover. But they're being so supportive that since we're here during Passover, everyone has gone above and beyond to make everything kosher for Passover. And my mother-in-law is this incredible cook. And so she has been making every single day, like 3 different types of matzah breis. And it has been like a matzah brei extravaganza, things I didn't even know were possible. She made Matzo Waffles, like in a waffle maker, and they tasted like legit real waffles. She made like
Whoa, matzo waffles in a waffle maker.
it was incredible.
As a side quest here, do you know how many times in my marriage I have bought a waffle maker and then it mysteriously disappears a few months later?
Come to my house for the waffles. She made like a matzah spanakopita that was so delicious. Anyway,
Hope you saved some for mom.
Matzah breis cooked in schmaltz and mushroom and onion breis. Like there's been so much. So
wow.
I really, I'm going to need a few days, perhaps a few weeks for my innards to recalibrate from this trip. But Flag keeps telling me that like my breath is just really bad. And I'm like, it's all the matzah breis. It's just like matzah brei and coffee all day.
And what are you guys watching together? That's important. I'll give my report.
There hasn't been a lot of consistency. Is in like we're not like watching a show together. So I will say I have gotten to pick. I did get to pick the movie one night. And so obviously, what did I pick? Hitman. So we rewatched Hitman. And they're like, how many
with Glenn Powell?
Mm-hmm. And you know what? It was a hit. It was
because it's a very 90s vibe, and I know your in-laws feel very strongly about American pop culture in the 90s because that's when they escaped Russia.
Yeah, so we watched that, which was great. And then on Mom and Dad's Rec, we started the Peanut Butter Falcon. Mom and Dad sent like
I mean, I've heard that's been on my watch list forever. That's supposedly an incredible movie.
We only got about maybe halfway through or third through before everyone went to bed, but already there are a couple of lines that we keep quoting back and forth to each other, me and Vlad. Like you could tell. I'm like, oh, this is really sweet. So we're loving that, and then just like random, like half of an episode of Parenthood, one episode of The Witcher. Like this has been a real scatterbrained sort of, and then my father-in-law and husband really like watching. Oh, this is relevant to us. They really like watching YouTube videos of podcasts. So they'll like sit in front of the TV and just like watch a podcast. And I'm like, this is fascinating.
But not this. Maybe they'll start watching this show if we put full video out. We haven't put full video out. I feel like no one really should have to.
They like to watch a lot of like intellectuals. We're not their vibe.
Well, yeah, like Sam Harris, that kind of stuff. Vlad sends me good stuff, like good high quality intellectual stuff, to his credit. Yeah.
But they sit down in front of the TV and they're just watching a podcast, and I join and I'm like, is this the activity tonight? I have to watch a podcast? No, not happening. I'm like, change it or I'm going upstairs.
That's amazing.
So it's kind of what I've been watching, and then we can get into some like other things that are on my mind.
Sure. Well, let me tell you some of the stuff I've been watching. So we've been hanging out. Our kids were off this week, so we've been hanging out with them a lot, which has been a lot of fun. And we continue this effort now that they're older. Right now they're 13 and 11, almost 14 and 12. Like by that age, I pretty much had seen everything. By the time I was 14 or 15, I had already snuck in to see Pulp Fiction in the movie theater. Like there's no going back after that. So we've been trying to up the game, and we've been trying to show them some classics. And I think I've talked about this before, but I think they are looking at us like, what are the rules, guys? Because a lot of our movies either don't convey, or they're not old enough yet to get the jokes, or they're just uncomfortable with the jokes, but I feel like if I wear them down and repeat the jokes enough, which is very 90s in the humor, then they sort of start to get it. So one of them we watched the other night, which forever I'd been threatened to make them watch, was Mallrats. Now,
I just don't think you should have. That's like, do you remember that?
yeah, you know what? We've been quoting, Allie and I have been quoting that kid is back on the escalator for years. So the kids were, and then we were like, oh, no, it's really R-rated. But what I think people also forget is that as Kevin Smith's second movie, that was supposed to be this more mainstream thing. And I've watched the audio commentary of that multiple times. There's all sorts of weird, janky things like Jeremy London's hair changes because they filmed different parts at different times. And a lot of the people some of them became big actors, but a lot of the people are not really actors. And the kids did not like it, but they did laugh at the chocolate covered pretzel scene.
Yeah, I mean, everyone laughs at that one.
But Allie and I, there's the third nipple scene, and Allie and I are cracking up, and they're looking at us like, guys, what the hell? So, I don't know. And then I'm like, great, then can we watch Dogma next or Jay and Silent Bob? The one I don't think we can watch is Clerks, because that's really hard for a kid to... I saw it when I was 13, but, I don't know. Yeah, also like Mallrats and Clerks in particular.
Well, Dogma they can watch. I think Dogma's amazing.
Dogma's fantastic, but Clerks and Mallrats in particular, like at our age, we had not seen someone write the way people talked like that. And so it was a big deal. Mm-hmm. So then we watched, I think you and I saw this together in Brussels when I was working in Brussels, John Tucker Must Die.
Mm-hmm.
That one my younger daughter loved. That one was a hit. That one was an instant hit. Yeah. Crack them up. I mean, but again, talk about weird 90s rules. Brittany Snow is supposed to play the ugly girl in that. Which is absurd.
It's just nonsense.
And a very low stakes movie at that. But it was fun to watch that. Then we've been to the movies. We've been going to the movies for Friday night movie a lot. And one of my kids was very excited to see The Wedding Banquet with Bowen Yang and Kelly Marie Tran and Lily Gladstone. And it actually, the preview was really funny. And I liked, it looked like it was going to be a little bit of a bedroom farce around trying to lie to parents about there's a
really
couple,
funny, yeah.
There's two two gay couples, two women, two men that live in a house together. They're best friends, and they sort of have to pretend two of them are getting married. And so my older daughter was excited. My younger daughter, she going into the movie was like, this is not going to be good. She's like, this is whatever they showed. Well, her thing was she did not believe that the preview was going to match up with the movie, which I'm impressed that an 11-year-old is thinking this way, but we do watch a lot of movies in our family. And I think that is one of the big issues with the movie is it's actually much more of a drama.
Right, and like it's a rom-com.
They make it seem like it's a rom-com, and it is definitely not a rom-com. It's more of like a dramedy, and the sort of hijinks that's in the commercial is really only one small element of it's not a movie about parading around as one thing that you're not. It's really about this sort of unfolding of consequences of these couples that have a lot to resolve. So what I'll say is, that was kind of disappointing for the kids because it's like 2 hours long, and there were very funny parts where I laughed extremely loud, but there's a lot of slow, sad parts. The strengths of the movie, of course, were you had three phenomenal actors in it. In obviously Lily Gladstone, who was a big favorite in the movie from my kids in terms of her performance. Bowen Yang, who is both hilarious and dramatic in this role, and then Kelly Marie Tran, who's really the main character, was absolutely fantastic in this movie, both funny and dramatic. And I just want to make this all about The Last Jedi and say that she took a lot of crap, or it was made that there was a big deal over her character, Rose Tico. And I just want to confirm what people thought at the time, what folks like us thought at the time. Kelly Marie Tran was not the problem with The Last Jedi. She is a fabulous talent. That character was not.
The Last Jedi is the problem with the
Right.
Last Jedi.
That character is not an interesting character. The chemistry between her and Finn. That wasn't her fault, but like the world kind of came down on her, and it became a lot of the bad press of that became about her. No. Talented, extremely talented actor, and I loved seeing her in this. That was The Wedding Banquet was a tour de force for her. The movie itself, I think, again, is not as snappy and fun as it leads you to believe, so it's a little bit misleading. But I just want to confirm that the problem with The Last Jedi was absolutely betraying the character of Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia floating in the air like Mary Poppins, and putting Finn and let's add Rose into a basically meaningless side quest for an entire movie. So The Wedding Banquet is actually really about The Last Jedi. So I would say as a Friday night movie, it wasn't like a big winner, but as enjoying the performances and enjoying the overall story, I actually really liked the overall story a lot. I thought there were a lot of actual surprising for all of the things that were typical rom-com structure. There were a lot of pieces in the plot that unfolded a lot differently than I expected. So that one is, I would say it's kind of a mixed review. But if what I described is for you, then you should go check it out. And I think there's people who really dig it. I just don't think you can go in expecting it to be like Bridesmaids or The Birdcage. The Birdcage like kind of vibes. It's not that at all.
Yeah.
By the way, that's such a...
I'm a little disappointed. I'm frustrated. I've missed a couple of things in theaters that are really bumming me out. Specifically, Mickey 17.
Oh, it's already on demand.
I know, and I'll watch it on demand, but I actually wanted to go see that in theaters. That was going to be like a non-big action movie I was excited to go see.
I did, and I was going to take the kids, and then it's by the dude who made Parasite, right? And so I was just a little nervous
because that's it.
That taking the kids to see it, like look, I will let my kid watch a lot of stuff, but if I'm not 100% sure what exactly, like if I'm not like that one with that director, I just thought this could be extremely dark, and I don't really want to upset the kids.
And then I feel like there's a bunch of amazing kids movies that will be coming out soon, but aren't out yet, and it's been a very frustrating spring break. Like that was poorly timed.
Yes, it was weird how little stuff.
And there's so many good movies for kids, like live action Moana, live action Lilo and Stitch.
Live action, I have to say, live action Lilo and Stitch, I am very excited for. A lot of these other live action ones, I pretend they don't exist. But live action Lilo and Stitch looks really awesome. I can't tell why, though. Why is it? Is it because I'm just not as familiar with that movie? Because that movie sort of missed my age group? Is that why?
Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, the live version of it looks awesome. But it's because maybe I've seen the original.
Have you never seen? You should rewatch the original soon.
No, I watched it recently. I watched it recently.
Incredible. First of all, it's stunningly gorgeous. The story is amazing. It's the same guy that did Lilo and Stitch, did How to Train Your Dragon and Wild Robot. I'm pretty sure.
Got it.
They're all like that first How to Train Your Dragon, Lilo and Stitch, Wild. Like the storytelling is so good and they're so beautiful. All these movies. But and I would say I don't need a live action Lilo and Stitch because the original cartoon is so perfect. I have no craving for, and I feel like, I don't need them, but it's more that I'm annoyed that they weren't out during spring break. So I had my kids basically for a week and a half at home without those movies out. And now they're going to come out in a month. And now this is what I have to do on weekends. And I could have just been like, we've been home for 10 days in mediocre weather. That's what I mean. I just feel like the timing is very bad for these releases. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, and speaking of kids stuff, so it's always funny to see our sister what she watches where she is. Just like what are the big things that she's watching? Because I find that it's just kind of funny to see what the kids are into in Spain, but also I feel like they get some funny low rent stuff. And I caught them watching Woody Woodpecker live action movies where like Woody Woodpecker's animated, but all the people are real. Like it's kind of like the way they did the Chipmunks, but it's Woody Woodpecker.
No, I have very strong opinions. I have very strong opinions on the live action Woody Woodpecker. On all Woody Woodpecker is one of the things where that show was too old for me to like get why it was like that. Feels like it's for like mom's age or something.
Mom thinks it's hilarious. She's like, he's a woodpecker and he's so funny.
And my kids think it's hilarious. And I find the live action terrifying. Like it is so like disconcerting. And like again, I haven't actually watched the movie with my kids, but it'll be on in the background, and I'm like, it looks pretty awful. What he's doing to people? I don't know. It is not. I don't get it. It's not for me.
Well, there's some big stuff coming out in May, and how about I go over it and tell us what you think?
Yeah.
All right. So
I think it should have come out in April during spring break.
So the Thunderbolts, May 2nd.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not going to go see that. Are you going to go see that? Are you going to like go to a theater and spend half a day?
I don't know if I'll go see that. That's a Friday night movie, like an inconsequential Marvel movie of outside characters, like the Suicide Squad. But it's got Sebastian Stan, and Sebastian Stan, he elevates.
Is he going to be in it, or are they going to?
No, he's on. No, he's in it. He's on the poster. It's basically like a sequel to the Black Widow movie, which was, again, inconsequential. You gotta sit through Florence Pugh, so that's kind of a problem. But Sebastian Stan is awesome. All right, then there's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Oh my God! Obviously, we're gonna go see that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a whole event.
That's gonna be a huge deal.
Yeah,
we're all gonna go.
I have no idea what happened in the last one. I just know the train almost fell down, and they're looking for a key,
a digital key.
To an invisible AI bad guy.
A real key to a digital bad guy, or a digital key to a real bad guy.
And then we've got Lilo and Stitch, of course. The Karate Kids Legends. I'm on board for that.
That was the other one that I was like, why isn't this coming out during spring break? We could have done a whole Karate Kid theme. We could have watched.
It's coming. Yeah. Yeah, Karate Kid would. I'm very excited. I'm excited for them that they made this movie.
Swank will have a cameo. She's canon, man.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? I'm just so happy that they got to make another movie. That Cobra Kai was so successful. We were the earliest adopters of.
Mm-hmm. We were the first fans.
Okay, then there's another Final Destination movie coming out. Then
I saw the originals. Like, this is the nostalgic era I'm in, where I was never into the original Final Destinations, but I kind of want to watch it because they're bringing back all the actors from when I was a kid.
Well, the original one is...
Or is that I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Well, I don't know, but the original Final Destination is great.
No, but which is the one they're bringing back with Freddie Prinze Jr.? Aren't they bringing one back with him? Is that not his movie? Maybe that's I Know What You Did.
Maybe. I don't think he was in Final Destination. Then there's a movie coming out on May 9th called Clown in a Cornfield.
No, skip. I'm swiping. Next.
Then I've got one that I just thought was so cool that I kind of want to. I hope that maybe if it plays around here, I can't imagine it's going to have a super wide release. But it is The Surfers coming out on big screens on May 2nd, and that's a big screen movie. That's really it's slow and beautiful. So again, don't go see it if you're expecting what I saw when I saw it, which was Nicolas Cage getting revenge on surfers for committing some crime. That's not what it is. It's like a very existential, lots of light, floating kind of depressing movie, but it's really good.
Gotta take Vlad to see that.
So that's coming. So that's a really cool movie, and again artsy, but and that's May. Let's see what else we got coming in May. There's a bunch of things that I like. Wow! Oh, Rust is going to come out. I had no idea Rust was actually going to come out.
Brutal.
I don't want to get into that, but I didn't. I was there's a lot. I got to tell you, considering you're saying nothing came out in April, if I'm looking on Flickster, which is Rotten Tomatoes' app, and there's like a million movies coming out in May. Now maybe that's just all over the country, but yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot coming out in May, but not a lot that I can get in.
I just feel like, does LA have a different spring break that all these studio people are making these choices to release them in May?
That could be it.
The deal?
Could be everybody's in Cannes this week, so no one's working.
So no one can release a movie.
No one can release one. Everyone's in Cannes. So that's what's coming. That's what's coming up. And then in terms of shows, we've been watching The Residents, which is a Shondaland show, and I really don't like most of Shondaland. I know you like Shondaland, but The Residents.
There's some, yeah.
The Residents, I think it was made, it took a long time to make it. But the cast of this show is insane. And it's a Only Murders in the Building after party type of show. And I'm not even following. It's like there's a murder in the White House on the night of a state dinner.
Right.
And so it's got Uzo Aduba, who I believe is known for
Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black. Giancarlo Esposito, Ken Marino, Randall Park. I'm just giving you the people that we know that are famous, right? Jason Lee, Bronson Pinchot, Juliette Restrepo, who we interviewed at South by Southwest last year, 2 years ago. The Switch Up, that cute movie. Al Franken plays a senator in it, which is funny. Eliza Coupe plays a senator in it. It's just got this Jane Curtin. It's got Kylie Minogue. It's got an unbelievable cast.
We'll definitely watch.
Very, very funny. Admittedly, I pop in and out of the show, and so I'm not following the mystery. But I just am enjoying Ken Marino playing a character that reminds me a lot of his character in Party Down. So in my mind, I'm imagining it's just the same character. And he's just now handling
crossover. All right. Well, at least there's stuff to look forward to, even if there was nothing good the last week.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah, there's some good stuff coming up. I don't know. Any other thoughts or musings on your mind?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's all I got.
All right. Well, I'm gonna queue up Mickey 17 now that you mentioned that. I'm check that out. I'm very excited for that.
Download The Resident for my flight home. The Residents. I thought it was a doctor show because I heard you say The Resident, and you're like Shondaland. I'm like, another doctor show.
I did think it was a doctor show originally.
The Residents, because it's got it. So I'm gonna download a couple apps, and looking forward to it.
Are you gonna watch? Oh, look, the Captain America: Brave New World is out. Are you gonna watch that? That's the one where Harrison Ford looks like our dad, but turns into the Red Hulk.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you. Not my captain, okay?
What do you think about this movie Novocaine? Should I watch that?
Oh, that looks fun.
Right? That does look kind of cool. I think I'm going to get that.
That looks a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's one I'm just going to sort of take a flyer on, and if it stinks, oh well. But I don't know. Jack Quaid's,
he's great. He's adorable.
The companion was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're just going through my watch list.
All right, I'm gonna go.
And are you gonna see Hard Eyes?
Listen, Shai, I'm gonna miss you while you're on your trip, but I need to go have some breakfast.
But you know what the Hard Eyes is about?
No.
Okay, Hard Eyes is, for the past several years, the Hard Eyes killer has wreaked havoc on Valentine's Day by stalking and murdering romantic couples. This Valentine's Day, no couple is safe, and this is what the cover looks like.
Wasn't Valentine's Day a few months ago?
No, I mean, it's on video. It's on, yes, it came out on Valentine's Day.
I just feel like I'm not worried because we never remember to do anything romantic for Valentine's Day. So
So that's not a threat. The clown in the cornfield you're worried about.
But this I'll watch because I feel like that doesn't seem like a real.
You're not afraid of yeah. All right. With that, great chatting. Love you. Talk soon. Have a good week. Bye. Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FriNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FriNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat? And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.